Divine greetings and gratitude, everyone. If y'all are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the witch, author, and poet of the Royal House of Magic of Eden. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if y'all are returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred garden. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. We're going to be doing a reading today for the collective, and I kept hearing the word reach, and I kept getting this really strong feeling. So I decided to come right back to my altar and go ahead and do the reading for y'all. If you guys do not know, I do have opened the Cyanin archives. Say that 3 times fast. And I am super excited to have started that because I'm going to be doing a lot more readings over there on that end that are unfiltered, that are raw, that are just in, just for our sacred space and whatnot behind the scenes. Or, just kind of like not on the YouTube channel. And the reason why I started that was because I wanted to dedicate more time and attention to people's specific questions and for them to receive specific answers, but within our collective, because I noticed that a lot of readings that I've done for people in the past, a lot more people could relate to those when I generalize those messages. So that's part of the reason why I did create that behind the scenes. So I'm going to make sure that I link those down below. I'm going to make sure that they're in the comment section. That way, if you don't want to go to the description box, you can always go into the comment section. Anyways, I want to go ahead and invite you to brace yourself, or to calm yourself actually, because we're not going to be going head on into this. We're going to take our time, we're going to slow down, and we are going to allow ourselves to immerse in this beautiful message and or beautiful messages that the divine has for us right now, okay? Now, please do me a favor, go ahead and relax yourself, take a few deep breaths. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a quick prayer, and I'm going to start off praying while I am shuffling the cards, okay? This is not a pick a deck reading. However, you're more than welcome to choose any one of these cards if you would like. Again, this is not a pick a deck reading, okay? This is going to go, I'm going to start with this deck and then so on and so forth, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit, for your divine love and your benevolent protection. Thank you for always being with us each and every energy cycle. Thank you so much, Spirit, for just protecting us, for being in our space, for giving us the divine wisdom that we need each and every energy cycle. Thank you so much for the many messages that you always give to us each and every energy cycle. Divine, I ask that you please come into this space to give me the messages that my soul tribe needs to hear. Thank you so much, Spirit, for giving me all the downloads that I need. Thank you so much for protecting my children. Thank you so much for loving them as you always do. I hear them in the background. Thank you so much, Spirit, for those lovely babies. I love them so much. And I hope that their presence could also bless this space as well, and that it uplifts whoever is listening to this right now. No matter what is going on in their life, Spirit, may they feel empowered, may they feel love, may they feel joyed, fulfilled, enlightened, moisturized, nourished, and just loved in each and every way possible. It is so. Okay, I don't know why I ended up moving those cards back, but I guess they needed to be in your view. So basically, the word that I kept hearing was reach. And it was interesting that I heard that word because the feeling that I got with that, it felt like someone was constantly trying to reach for something, like they were giving like a really big long stretch. But the thing was that it almost kind of felt like it was whatever they were reaching for, they felt was out of touch for them. But no matter what, they kept on trying, they kept on reaching, and they just kept on they just kept on trying. And for whatever reason, the feeling that I got was this feeling of exhaustion, but it almost felt like this energy wanted to give up, but they were refusing to give up. It's like, you know how sometimes, like if you're just tired and you have these feelings where it's like, I'm just so tired of this, like I don't want to keep going, but something in you cannot stop. It keeps going. That's the energy that I kept feeling. And I knew that I had to come, to my altar and let you guys know what was going on, because I knew that it was because of someone else. It wasn't for me. I'm pretty sure it was not. In fact, I know it was not for me, because usually whenever I get messages, it is usually for the collective. And yes. Oh, okay. And then we also have the full card here. So yeah, your cards are definitely coming out. Oh, wow. Talking about reaching, look at the card that we just have here. And that's so funny because, wow, the 3 of Wands is actually here. I'm not surprised to see that at all, because that was one of the cards that I kept seeing. And I put it back into the deck and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. If it's meant to come out, it will. Because I didn't want to feel like I was forcing the message. And I like to pull the cards in real time versus having them like laid out and whatnot. But it is what it is, okay? So basically, yes. I don't know why, but I just heard the question like, what do you deny yourself? And also, I'm being called to also say this as well. There is this element or this essence of divine wisdom that is also coming through. And I feel like the word is also, for whatever reason, discernment. And I'm hearing Spirit say to pay attention. And also, for whatever reason, I'm hearing Spirit tell you that even when you feel that something is out of reach for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is out of reach for you. For whatever reason, the way that this is, okay, the way that it's being explained now is that it's not the fact that it's out of reach for you, but imagine you're trying to do a workout and you do it without stretching. There is a risk of you straining your muscle or you harming yourself or you becoming injured. But if you were to stretch before you start and when you're done, or if you were to do that warm up, then it helps you in the long run. It helps you throughout the workout. For whatever reason, there was something that was going on in your life that was not meant to inhibit you, and it was not meant to alienate you, and it also was not to, it wasn't meant to be out of touch for you. Whatever this thing is that you were reaching for wasn't meant to be out of touch for you, but there was something that you needed to do at the very beginning before you grasped that thing. Because if you were to manifest it that right now, then there was a chance that it would have been ruined sooner, or it was a chance that it would have been ruined regardless. And Spirit is saying is that before you can reach this thing or before you can actually touch this thing, you have to make sure that you're doing the proper exercises before you actually manifest that. Because if you're not ready to fully receive it, then you can run the risk of tainting it and or it won't stay in the long haul. And that's the reason why Spirit is saying is that it's not out of reach for you. You just need time. You just need time to stretch. And I'm seeing someone like get up out of bed and like, I see one person, it's so weird how I'm saying this, like on one screen, right, in this vision, I see someone who's like, just, they get up out of bed and they're immediately going right into whatever they're doing. And then on this side, they have someone where it's like, they're stretching, they're yawning, they're rotating their head, right, to get the neck muscles going and whatnot. And like, they're actually taking their time and stretching before they actually get out of bed. Now, the reason why I feel like Spirit is giving me this vision is because when you wake up and you get directly out of bed, sometimes that can be more harmful than it is good. And the reason is because you're telling your body that it doesn't need to relax. You know, your cortisol levels can be higher. You're not taking that time to actually sit with yourself and actually connect with your body, connect with your spirit, connect with your, you know, your guides and whatnot. You're just going right into it. It's like you're robotic or you're moving like a machine, right? But see, what happens is that over time, if the body is not being stretched, and I learned this the hard way as well, when you're not taking the time on to stretch, it can weigh on the body. It can cause more aches. It can make you feel cranky. It can make you feel like you're not getting enough done. It can make you feel less productive, or it can make you feel as if your body's like just not moving efficiently. But when you stretch and you take your time, then what you're saying to your body is that, okay, we're warming up, we're getting it ready. We're going to make sure that by doing this process, by doing this step, that when we're going out throughout the day, that we have the energy that we need, right? So, or that our body is, that you're working the way that you need to, right? So for whatever reason, the situations in your life right now are not meant to hurt you. They're not meant to, I don't know why the word is disqualify, but they're not meant to disqualify you. They are not meant to make you feel as though you can't reach or obtain this thing. And in fact, it's not even about obtaining it. We know you can, Spirit is saying. We know that you can. We just need you to stretch, okay? It's so interesting that that's coming through right now. And then you also have the Chariot card here, and then you have the King of Swords. So you have the King of Swords, the Chariot, you have the Justice card in reverse, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, you have the Fool card, you have the Three of Wands, and you also have the Six of Swords. So there's something going on with the mental body here that concerns me. And I feel like the fact that Spirit said reach, I almost feel like I want to say that there is a level of wisdom that is needed to be applied to this situation. And I say that because even with you moving ahead and even with you storming forward, there's something that needs to be stopped and there's something that needs to be realized. And before you move on to this thing, there's something that needs to be said here. There's something that needs to be thought about. And there's these thoughts right? Like they're like these, I don't know why, like it's like the thoughts, like not the voices, but there's a word of caution here. Like I'm hearing like a word of caution. I feel, honestly, the fact that you have the King of Swords here, the King of Swords shows up when there's like a non-negotiable, and it shows up when we have our mind set on something. It's our divine masculine energy that we exude, and we don't change our minds, right? Because the kings are fixed. Unlike the queens are mutable. In this instance, there's someone who has like their mind set on something, and they will try all that they can to forge forward. But Spirit is saying is that I need you to slow down and I need you to stop because I need you to stretch. If you don't, you can run into something that is unfavorable. The Justice card showing up in reverse right now is telling me that someone needs to understand that even though they feel like this is not fair, it's not a matter of being fair or not. It's more so about doing the things that you need to do to ensure that what you're trying to manifest into your life actually stays for the long haul. Does that make sense? Also, I feel like with the Ace of Swords here, someone knows, or like there's this truth, this divine truth, or in actuality, this divine wisdom, which I am being called to talk about right now. It's this divine wisdom that needs to be implemented in your life. So if I were you, if you're listening to this message right now, I would definitely be working with a divine wisdom oil. And the reason is because not only is this about discernment, but it's also about you utilizing your higher mind to help you through the situation. Stretch your mind, stretch that muscle, right? Not only that intuitive muscle, but also that logical muscle. This is one of those things where I don't know why, but I'm hearing like you want to implement your intuition as well as your intellect in this situation, no matter what situation it is. But also know that this venture in your life, where you're going, where you're headed right now, it's going to call for you to start using more of that divine wisdom. And you may want to apply that wisdom in a more divinely masculine way. I don't know why it's coming out like that, but I'm going to honor it. I'm going to honor it. And it's interesting because you also have here the Two of Swords in reverse, and you have the Six of Swords again. And you also have here the King of Wands in reverse, and you have the Six of Pentacles here. Spirit, speak to me about what is happening here in this poll. What else is happening here, Spirit? Okay, so with the King of Wands in reverse here, someone is like, they're used to exerting like a lot of this energy, and for whatever reason it really just isn't, it doesn't feel like they're getting what they want. In fact, they may feel like they're getting the complete opposite, right? And I know that I'm not really talking about what is being like reflected in the cards right now, but I feel like this is what my intuition, this is what's coming through my intuition, so I'm just going to simply honor it. I do feel like someone definitely needs to slow down a little bit so that they can get their thoughts straight, so that they can think straight. But if you're constantly, going and moving robotically, then it's whatever it is that you're trying to do, or whatever it is that you're creating, or whatever it is that you're getting yourself into, it not only will it's not even about it like not lasting long, but the quality of it won't be as great. It won't be as good. Spirit is saying is that I need you to stretch. Like, it's time for you to stretch. For some people, this is going to come through physically. This is going to come through emotionally. This is going to come through spiritually, mentally, whatever it may be. It's time for you to stretch. I can tell that someone is like mentally exhausted because they keep trying to put their energy out. It's like they won't let up. They won't stop. And then the reason though is because they refuse to fail. They refuse to lose. Spirit is saying to you now is that if you slow down, you're not losing anything. You're not going to not get there. Like, I don't know why, but I'm also hearing that someone speaks in like negative form. I'm not going to not get there. It's like, instead of saying I'm not going to not get there, say I'm going to get there in the most perfectly divine timing. And I feel like Spirit is saying is like, I need you, instead of talking in a negative way, how about we use more positive language? It's not the fact that you're deceiving yourself. If anything, you're rewiring your mind to think in a more positive way. So I feel like there's someone that needed to hear that. But also, this thing that you want is not out of reach for you. If anything, what has to happen is you have to be willing to move forward, but with divine alignment, but also with divine wisdom. Divine wisdom and truth is coming in really hard right now. If I were you guys, I would definitely be working with this divine wisdom oil, this intention oil. It is available in my apothecary. I don't sell these, but I do offer these, and then you in exchange for donations. So I'll make sure to link this down in the description box, and also, well, no, not in the description box, but I'll put it down in the comment section. I would highly recommend that you guys work with this Divine Wisdom oil. This is something that has been coming through a lot, and I'm glad that I'm bringing it up now. So absolutely. So with the Divine Wisdom oil, this is, I'm going to read it to you. Used to channel divine wisdom from the higher realms and the cosmos during meditation. Can be used to connect with ascended masters, elders, sages, and other wise energies. I really feel like, for whatever reason, this is like a masculine aspect coming forth, saying, I want to give you this to help you along your journey. I know you feel like it's not fair. I know that you see this a certain way, but in all honesty, if you were to just kind of slow down and stretch and sit here, then I can give you and grant you the wisdom that you need to help you continue to move forward. But I need you to take the time out to stretch. There's something about stretching. I don't know why, but just take it as it resonates. We're going to go ahead and move over more towards this deck here. Oh. Spider, trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. I think, for whatever reason, and I feel like information sharing is coming through. Like this, I don't know why I'm hearing like information sharing. Like you may want to start sharing things that you know, or share your wisdom. That's the reason why. So everything that you're going through in your life right now, again, it's not meant to like alienate you, and it's not meant to keep you or prohibit you from reaching this thing. But when you take the time to stop and stretch, you give yourself enough of a break so that you can get your thoughts together, so that you can get your mind clear, so that you can you can sort out or sort through the noise. Even though the Temperance card is not here right now, I do feel the Temperance card's energy. And the Temperance card is all about alchemy. It's also about understanding life's lessons and knowing that it's not about becoming, what is what I'm looking for? It's not about being defeated by life's lessons. It's about understanding that you have the power to transcend beyond all suffering. But the way that you do that is by applying the wisdom that you learned and picked up along the way. That's what the Temperance card is all about. It is also the card of the Guru. It is also a card of the Sage. It's a Jupiter card, or it's ruled by Sag, and Sag is ruled by Jupiter. So this definitely does have Jupiter energy written all over it, but there's also this essence of creativity. When you allow yourself to stop and stretch, you allow yourself to get those intuitive juices flowing. It's the starting period before you take off, if that makes sense. Even though the Chariot card is here, the Chariot card is here to grant you, or to serve as a reminder that yes, it is inevitable for you to be successful. Like, I'm not saying that for you to, just for shits and giggles here, you guys, excuse my French, but I'm just being honest. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because this is a reminder that you now are successful. It's going to come. You just have to understand that it's time to stretch. Like, I can't get away from that metaphor. It's time to stretch. What you're going through right now is your stretching period. Okay, this card is wanting to come out. That's so interesting. You have the Cheetah card here. Get clear on your intention. Stay focused and move quickly to achieve your goal. That's so funny that this is coming out. But I feel like even with this coming out this way, it almost feels like before you can even go, before you can even sprint and take off and move quickly, what you have to do is you have to stop and understand what you're doing. That's why Spirit is saying to stretch, because you have to be willing and you have to understand the power of knowing what it is that you want, and knowing how to, and not always like knowing how to get there, but trusting in your instinct or trusting in your intuition. But the only way you're going to be able to fully do that is by stretching. So stretch that intuitive muscle, stretch that mental muscle, stretch your intellect, right? Because when you merge these two, right, because the Chariot card is also that card that has, it's the two, it's the light and it's the light and the shadow aspect. You stretch these two muscles and then you merge them together, and then when you do that, you move with more wisdom. That is how you move with wisdom here. And that's why I feel like you got the Cheetah card, which I believe is so amazing. Once you do stretch, you understand that you can actually move more quickly. You can be more agile, but you have to stretch. And it's so interesting because I just got a vision of a cat, or like of a jaguar or a panther stretching. You know how they do like that yoga pose and they stretch, and then they just kind of they put their paws out and their claws are out, and and then like their back is like, you know, that one pose in yoga. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it might be like the prayer pose. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm seeing that, and it's like that one stretch where you're like getting ready. So take the time out to stretch, prepare yourself, because once the time comes, you are going to take off. Trust me, it will happen when you least expect it. Let this be your stretching period, okay? We're going to pull one more card from this pile. Well, from this deck, and then we're going to move on to the other deck. You got the tortoise. I'm not laughing at you. I just think it's so funny. You're too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. That's so funny. Because stretching helps you to get grounded. It really does. It really does. And it's so interesting because I feel like you're probably somebody whose mind moves so fast. It's so interesting. I know that some people feel like, oh, I have ADHD, or I have, you know, whatever it may be. I just feel like you're a sensitive individual who's amazing, who's very creative, who has a lot of information, who has a lot of gifts to share. And it just takes, sometimes you need to relax. And maybe you may not know how to relax, and it's okay. That's why you have a soul tribe who can help you, right? There are always people out there, right? Put yourself in that energy, and then you will start to receive and attract the people that are going to help you. Now, more than likely, if you're on my YouTube channel, or well, our YouTube channel, if you're here, then this means that more than likely you already activated your gifts and you already have been awakened. And so now you're just needing help along the way to remember. And that's where I come in, right? I'm like the voice that reminds you of like the middle way, the middle path between, you know, I'm not going to get into all that anyway, because it's not important right now. But anyway, so yes, this is what we have here. I want you to remember that wisdom is going to help you in this situation. It's going to help you. It's not out of touch for you. It's not out of reach. It's just a matter of you stopping to stretch. Spirit, what do you have to say from this pile here? Oh, goodness. Whoa. And it's so interesting because you have the High Priestess that flew out. I know y'all saw that. We have discernment, prescience, prophecy, vision. Stop it. We have the priestess here. Well, you have the priestess. You see what I'm saying? Merging your intuition. We talked about intuition, and now the intuitive card is here. Oh my goodness. The Fire Fairy. Creative action, optimism. I love this. Oh my goodness. I love this so much. This is so amazing. Okay. Spirit, what else do we have here? Oh my God. We have the Wind Fairy. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. Y'all, stop. We could not make this up if we tried. Nobody can make it up. Like, you cannot. You cannot. You just can't. Why? Because Spirit said so. You can't. So basically, well, we're going to put this over here. With this, I am getting really, like, bothered by the placement of these cards. Excuse me. My Chiron and Virgo is showing right now. Okay, there we go. Even though it's not perfect, I know you guys are like, Nuna, why are you so hard about these cards? Girl, you'd be surprised. Where did that other card go? Yeah, I can. Oh, it's right here. So with these, with the Fire Fairy, with the High Priestess, and also with the Wind Fairy, it almost kind of makes me feel like the more that you learn to merge your intuition with your intellect, the more you'll find yourself inspired, but not even just inspired, the more that you'll tap into your creative aspect. And when you do that, there's a lot more that you can give and that you can feed off of, if that makes sense. And so that's the reason why the stretching period is imperative. And the reason is because it allows your intuition and your intellect time. It allows you time to merge the two, if that makes sense. Because one cannot exist without the other, right? And to be honest with you, it's like hot and cold are the same not same temperatures, but how hot and cold are temperatures. That's exactly what it is like with your intuition and your intuition and intellect, right? There are parts of you that help you to create, right? And I don't know why, but I'm hearing like the word artist. You may be looking into getting into like into sharing your art. It's also the art of storytelling. We have here the Raven, magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. I feel like this was meant to happen. I don't feel like, stop it. We have deception and wisdom. See? You see what I mean? It's that wisdom that keeps coming through. It's the wisdom. I could just feel it. I can feel it. Anyway, so basically with the owl here and with the raven, so this is connecting me to spirit animals. Your spirit animal may be the raven and or maybe the owl, or maybe your animal totem, or maybe your animal guide. I'm feeling a presence in here. Spirit, please protect this space. Thank you so much for allowing this space to be protected at all times. It is so. I'm feeling a presence here. It doesn't feel harmful, but it does feel ancient. Like there's this energy here that feels very like, okay, have you guys ever seen, what is that show called? Avatar, The Last Airbender? And then you guys know how they went to that library? And then there's like that owl. Like that's the energy that I'm feeling. It's very old, it's very ancient, and it's very symbolic. But this energy feels just, I don't know why I just heard the word golem. Why did that word come through? Golem. Can you guys look up the symbolism of a golem? I feel like a golem is just like, I can't explain it. I'm hearing the word golem. And then I'm also hearing the word Gotham. Like Gotham or Golem. Anyway, Spirit, I ask that you please protect this space. This space is protected. This space is not open to any energy. This space is only open to the energy that is allowed to be here. If this energy is not of higher vibration, you need to leave now. You are not welcome into this space. Okay. All right. So basically what I'm feeling with this though is that there definitely is this element of mystery here. I do feel like you may be in tune with other energies. And I really want you to use your discernment. This is like a complete side note, right? Like this is not even dealing with like the reading per se, but if it's coming through, you may need to hear it. Take it as it resonates. You're waking up and your gifts are expanding and evolving, and as a result of that, you're attracting energy, but you really want to be careful as to what you're attracting. And this is the reason why you want to stretch that intuitive muscle, because if not, then how would you be willing to discern whether or not this energy is actually really for you? The energy that I just felt, no, like this is not an energy that I want in my space, which is the reason why I make the command. I tell Spirit, please make them leave or whatever. But I also state with conviction that if you are not of a higher vibration, then you need to leave. This is not your space. So I feel like when you're used to being in your intuition and when you're used to utilizing that aspect of you, then other energies cannot help but to say, okay, you know what? I understand. And they have no choice but to respect that, especially when you're protected, right? So speaking of which, that's so interesting because I do have here the spiritual protection oil. I swear to you, I'm not doing this on purpose to try to sell you anything. I swear to you, I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't believe in coincidences. I do not believe in any of that. I'm going to keep it real with you. I was not expecting that at all. And it's so funny because I wasn't even going to mention this oil and I was told to. But I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just mention the other one because I know that I need to because it's in divine alignment. But at the same time, now I'm being told, see, this is the reason why you need to say something about the oil. This is the spiritual protection oil used to protect against bad vibes and unseen malevolent energies, used to ward off future and potential attacks. I love this oil, and the reason is because it has really been a game changer in my own life. And this is like another bottle that I made. Trust and believe, I will always have me a bottle of protection oil. Always, right? So this is the oil. And again, I do not sell these. I do offer them in exchange for donations, okay? That is what I feel with that though. Anyway, deception and wisdom. You're going to start being able to understand and tell when something is really for you and who is for you and who's honest and who's not. With the Ace of Swords in reverse here, this is definitely pointing me to somebody that has not been fully honest. And yes, if you feel that they're lying, then they are lying. You don't need extra confirmation. You can feel it. That's it. And it is what it is. And that's why you need protection. Because when you protect yourself from these energies, even though you may not know every single thing, there are things that you can feel and then there are things that you can't. And that's why protection is essential. What I do see here, though, is that you are growing. And that's the reason why Spirit is saying is that I need you to Stretch. I need you to take this moment to stretch. You are maturing. Wow, that card wanted to just fly out. You cannot make it up. You can't. You cannot. Protection. Somebody needs to protect themselves. ASAP, Rocky. Let me turn this light around. Okay. I'm not kidding. Somebody needs to protect themselves because that was too spot on. I can't even deal right now. You have this protection card. So this lets me know that someone needs to be working their magic around protection and protecting themselves. See, this is the reason why Spirit is saying to stop and stretch. Because the time that you're using to stop and stretch, Spirit is working around protecting you from whatever these outside energies are. Let's be for real. Like, Spirit is speaking very loud and clear. Like, you need to be, not you need to be, excuse me, I apologize for saying you need to. I would highly recommend that you start working with this Divine Wisdom oil and this also the Spiritual Protection oil. Like, I would definitely be working my magic around. I would be using white and black candles. I would be using red candles, purple, and even blue. That's what I feel right now. Okay. That was so wild. You cannot make that up if you try. Okay. And it's so funny because I was looking at figuring out like which decks to use, and something was like use the Spellcaster's Oracle. I was like, okay, fine. I'll use it. Okay. Lighten your load. Blessings, love, fertility. Is there anything else, Spirit? All those cards want to come through. I feel like these are like the lighter aspects of the reading now, which I'm all here for, of course, as always. And then we have the Courage card. Okay, so we have Courage, blessings, love, fertility, and lighten your load. I do feel like there is some type of help coming in. Help coming in from like a particular individual or other people, like a soul group. Lighten your load. Help is definitely on the way here. I don't mean to sound cliche, but you're gonna feel the help emotionally first. Your spirit guides are gonna come in to help, which they always are. Invite them in your space. That's why it's imperative for you to invite them in your space. But after that, you're then gonna start seeing it play out in your reality. The more that you allow this help in, the more that you use your discernment, the more that you set your intention on creating, but also being in tune with your inner moon, being in tune with your inner magic. I do feel like when you operate from a space of love, you allow yourself to flow better. You allow yourself to wake up, if that makes sense. When you spend time with your body, it makes sense though, because we are during the time of the Taurus new moon. When you are in tune with your body, when you're in tune with your flow, when you're in tune with your rhythm, when you're taking the time out to ground, you are allowing yourself to connect to your body, but also to connect to divine wisdom, to God, to source, to the universe, and whatever else you may believe in. You take your time and connect, and then that is when you can receive more downloads, more blessings, more ideas, right? You can not clear the thoughts out, but what you could do, or what you can do, is sort through the noise a lot better, and you can allow your intuition to come out and speak to you a lot more. See, your intuition is what gives you, it's the feeling you get, but then your intellect is the one that, or you use your intellect to articulate these feelings, and that's essentially what it is that you need to be, but you could be working on now. What I will also say is that the more time you spend in your intuition, the more time you spend stretching those muscles, the better you get at articulating yourself, because you're going to need it for whatever it is that you're going to be doing. I just heard the word spokesperson. So this definitely may be someone who's going to start sharing their gifts in a more intuitive way. You could be somebody that's stepping up to be like seen in like the public. The Six of Wands is not here right now. However, what I do want to say though is that you are someone that's stepping up, and you're going to start, you have the gift of speaking. Like, you have the gift of prophecy. You may be a prophet or someone, or something like that. But anyway, I do feel like Spirit is saying is that continue to reach and continue to stretch, because you know what? The more that you do that, the more that Spirit sees your courage, the more that it will pour into you. Always. I just also heard there's never a dull moment. Let in some Leo energy into your life right now. By the way, Leos are like some of my favorite signs. They're super extra, but I love it. Anyway, So yes, that's what I feel, y'all. I really do feel that. I'm going to make sure that I link these two oils down in the description box, or actually, no, not in the description box, but in the comment section. Let me know if you're going to be purchasing this oil. I'm going to, like I said, leave them down below, and I hope that you enjoy the oils. I love this Divine Wisdom oil because it smells so good. Oh my god, it's got some really good, it's got some lang lang in it. It's got some patchouli in it. Oh my goodness, it just smells so good. It's got some sandalwood. Like, the tones are amazing. I will tell you now that it does smell a bit more masculine. However, it is what it is. I love this. It really does connect perfectly to wisdom or wise energy. I love this. I use it sparingly, and I only use it when I absolutely need to, and or right now, just so I can kind of show you. Oh my goodness, look at how well this soaks into the skin. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And it smells so amazing. Oh, it smells so good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on to this YouTube channel. And if y'all need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thescioninpath.org. You guys can also follow along with me on Instagram over at Magical Eden. Make sure that if you want to receive more videos behind the scenes where we talk about different topics and where I answer questions and whatnot, and where I also give PDFs and other things that can help you along your journey, make sure that you subscribe to not subscribe, but make sure that you are devoted monthly by giving monthly donations of $5. Make sure that you do that. I'll leave all the links that you need down in the comment section. Share this video with a friend or a family member, whoever else may need to hear it. And also, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and do that now. Thank you guys for coming on to this channel. I love you, and I'll catch you in my next video.